She served her country with honor aboard the USS Truman. But when she came home to relax, HOA Karen thought she could bully her like a nobody. 911 call later, Karen was about to find out what happens when you try to intimidate a decorated military officer who outranks the very cops you call. I can't believe I'm finally home. Keys ... still fit. Good sign, huh? Lawn looks decent. Guess the HOA's been busy. Excuse me, you can't just park here. ... I live here. That's not what I asked. This neighborhood has policies about street parking and uniformed displays. You're referring to my Navy uniform? This isn't a military base. People live here for peace, not to feel like they're in some war zone. I live here. And I just got back from deployment. That doesn't give you the right to disrupt this street. I parked in my own driveway. You came in loud. The dog barked. You're drawing attention. There are elderly residents here who don't appreciate disturbances. Disturbance? I stepped out of my car. With an attitude, you mean with dignity? I just served 14 months at sea. Well, maybe you should change before you strut around acting like you own the place. I don't need to change for you. And maybe you're the type of tenant this HOA needs to review. You're seriously threatening me because of my uniform. I'm advising you that this community has standards. Pulling the military card doesn't make you special. I wasn't pulling anything. You came to me. I'm the head of the HOA here. It's my job to address community violations. Point me to one violation I've made. Attitude, known compliance, aggressive presence, aggressive. Are you hearing? Yourself? I've already noted this incident. I'll be filing a report. File whatever you like. You're going to regret that tone. No, you're going to regret trying this on the wrong person. You think the rules don't apply to you, just because you wear a uniform? I think respect should go both ways. You've barely been back 5 minutes, and already you're creating problems. Actually, I'm creating peace by ignoring you. That's it. I'm calling this in. You're calling 911. There's an unknown person on the property, refusing to identify themselves, displaying aggression. Wow, that's how you operate. I take community safety very seriously. You don't even know who I am, do you? I know enough. You think flashing some badge and barking back makes you untouchable? You have no idea who you're dealing with? I know entitled when I see it. I know when someone's afraid of being insignificant. I'm doing my job. Your job isn't harassing returning veterans. Are you threatening me now? I'm promising you this won't go how you think. We'll let the officers decide that. Please do.
They don't take.
Kindly two aggressive types, trespassing in uniform. Trespassing. That's your claim? You're not on any homeowner registry I can find. My name's been on this house for 6 years. Not on the record I have.
Ow.
Then your records are outdated, just like your attitude. Oh, I'm sure the cops will be thrilled to hear that. We'll see how thrilled they are when they find out who you just called them on. I don't care what you do in the Navy. This is a civilian neighborhood, and I'm a civilian homeowner. You don't get special privileges here. I didn't ask for them. You parked too close to the edge. That's a citation. Your plates don't have updated HOA tags? Another one. My car hasn't even cooled down yet. That's not my problem. Violations are violations. You're stretching the rules to suit your ego. I'm enforcing order. You're enforcing control. Think your military status gives you a pass. I think it's earned me a little. More grace than you're offering. Grace isn't policy. Yeah. Neither is harassment. This isn't harassment. It's accountability. Then hold yourself to the same standard. I have nothing to be ashamed of. You will when this backfires. I've never lost a complaint.
Good.
Then you'll be used to what happens next. You seriously think the police will side with you? I know they will once they understand what this really is. Go ahead. Keep talking tough. It won't help when they cuff you. You have no idea what you've just triggered. What I've triggered is a response to a threat. What you've done is make the worst miscalculation of your HOA career. You're all bark. The cops don't care about your stories. You're right. They care about rank and jurisdiction. What are you even talking about? Let's just say I hold more authority than you think. Try that bravado when they arrive. I'll do better. I'll show them the chain of command. Of command? You seriously think this is the military? No. I think this is going to be the moment you learn your place. We'll see who's in the wrong. Yes, we will. Dispatch. I need immediate response to 47 Sycamore Lane. What's the emergency? Suspicious person on private property, refusing to leave? Aggressive? Possibly impersonating military? Ma'am, is anyone in danger? She's confronting residents and claiming to live here? She's in uniform, but I believe it's staged. Officers are en route. Good. Maybe now she'll understand rules matter here. Is this really happening? You've brought this on yourself. You could have just cooperated. I did. I told you I'd live here. Oh! The police can sort that out now. They better. That uniform won't shield you from the law. It actually might. You might want to stand down. I'm standing exactly where I belong. All right. Step away from the individual, ma'am. Officer, I'm the one who called. It's her trespassing, disrespecting HOA policy, pretending to be military. Ma'am. What's your name? Commander Elise Walker, United States Navy. Do you have ID? Military and government credentials. Here. ... 1 moment. Corporal, you seeing this? Yes, sir. It's a verified DOD active duty. You're a commander? Correct? Just returned from deployment aboard the USS Truman. Faking it? That's not real? Ma'am, please don't interrupt. She's a phony. Look at her smug expression. Karen, excuse me? I said, Karen, enough. You don't even know me. You're listed on multiple noise complaint records. The badge scanners confirmed her ID. She's legitimate. She's hostile. She hasn't raised her voice once. She doesn't belong here. She owns this property. According to the registry, we just checked the county database. She's the legal homeowner. What? That can't be right. It is. Her name's been on the deed for 6 years. That's not possible. It's entirely possible. He called us on the legal resident of this home, a decorated naval officer. She was acting aggressive. All she's done is stand her ground. I don't believe this. You're siding with her? We're siding with facts. This is my neighborhood, and this is her property. I want her arrested. On what grounds? For impersonation, trespassing, provoking disorder. She's committed none of those. In fact, we're considering filing a report on your misuse of emergency services. I was protecting the community. You made a false claim. She intimidated me. By showing ID? By acting superior? She outranks most of us here. What? Commander in the U.S. Navy? Outranks us all in federal jurisdiction. This is a civil area. She's a civilian resident with federal protection. She's abusing. Her status? No. She's exercising her rights. You're the one pushing boundaries. You're taking her side because she's military. We're taking her side because she's right. I can't believe this. You need to leave her alone. I'm the HOA president. You're about to face consequences. For what? Filing a knowingly false emergency call. I thought she was a threat. You said she was impersonating? You knew she was military? You just didn't like it. That... Not true? Then why did you mention displaying uniform in the call? Because she was showing off, or just walking up her driveway. This is outrageous. You've harassed a federal officer on her own property. She was provoking me by coming home, acting like she owned the block. She owns the house. Isn't fair? You're lucky she's not pressing charges yet. Oh, I will. You're serious. I'm fully within my rights. You'll regret this. No. I regret that my return home involved this nonsense. She threatened me, Commander. Did you threaten her? No. I warned her to stop escalating. I asked her to leave me alone. You threatened legal consequences, which I'm entitled to pursue. This is harassment against me now. No, ma'am. This is accountability. You think this is over? No, I think this is just beginning. She's dangerous. She's a decorated officer. You're dangerously close to obstruction. It's my neighborhood, and she's your neighbor. Start acting. Like it. Commander ... I apologize if there was any misunderstanding. Was there a misunderstanding or a total failure in judgment? I wasn't informed you were active duty. You didn't ask. I just followed the complaint protocol. Now you're... Seeing where that got you? Ma'am, I reviewed your credentials. Everything checks out. I know. That's why I handed them over calmly. I wasn't trying to disrespect, but you did. So did she. I had no way of knowing you were... high ranking. Commander, U.S. Navy? That's not exactly subtle. I apologize again. Wait, what? Rank, did you just say commander? What does that mean? It means she outranks everyone on this street, everyone in this uniform standing here. That's impossible. She's just some woman with a badge. She's an officer. An O5? That's not just some woman. So what? You're just going to bow to her. That's how rank works. This is ridiculous. Ma'am, you're speaking to a commander. I suggest you lower your voice. I'm not in the military. Oh, but you called those who are. And now you're disrespecting someone who served. You're all acting like she's a queen or something. She's earned respect you can't comprehend. I don't have to respect anyone I didn't vote for. You called the police. The police are listening to authority. She holds more than you realize. Is this some kind of stunt? You just happen to outrank the cops too? I didn't ask for rank to matter. She made it matter when she used it to accuse me. This is all some kind of intimidation game. No. This is what happens when people forget who defends their freedoms. You're using your position to make us look bad. You did that on your own. I'm the one who followed procedure. You misused emergency services to report a stranger, to report a homeowner, a decorated officer. I couldn't have known. You didn't bother to ask, not the one acting. Entitled, "You're the one trying to lecture a commander about community rules. This isn't a ship. This is a neighborhood. And I live in it." That's what you still don't get. You're making this personal. It became personal when you brought in police on a lie. You don't deserve this house if you think you're above the rules. Don, you don't deserve your position if you think you're above the law. She's trying to destroy me. You did that yourself when you called 911 over a parking spot in a uniform. You don't get to weaponize rank against civilians. I'm not weaponizing anything. I'm defending myself against a petty power trip. You think this makes you look strong? It makes me look lawful. You're the one drowning in ego. I run this HOA, and I command 200 sailors. Try me. You're threatening me again. I'm informing you who you're playing games with. You're going to regret this. Not as much as you will. She's out of control. She's the calmest one here. She made me look stupid in front of the entire neighborhood. You made yourself look small in front of someone who gave up everything to serve. You're all turning against me now? No, we're just finally seeing who's been causing the real problems. I just wanted peace. Then stop starting wars. She doesn't even belong here. Been listed as a resident for years. No one told me. Maybe if you'd spent less time policing flags and fences, you'd know your neighbors. This isn't fair. Ma'am, you need to stop talking before you make it worse. Worse. What else can she do? She can press charges. For what? Harassment. False emergency report, defamation, stolen peace of mind. She wouldn't do that. I absolutely would. You'd ruin my life. No, you did that when you tried to ruin mine. This can't be legal. It's more legal than anything you've tried today. Is there any way we can just let this go? You think after all this you get to just walk away? I didn't know. Who you were? Exactly the problem. You treated me like a problem, not a person. I was just doing my duty, and I did mine. For 14 months at sea, without a break, without a complaint. I didn't mean any harm, but you caused it anyway. Look, maybe we got off on the wrong foot, no? You came at me with full force, thinking I'd back down. Double quotes. So what now? Now, you wait, and hope the paperwork I file tomorrow is the least of your problems. You're really filing a complaint? Already did, with the base, with the county, and with federal legal services. You can't be serious. I'm always serious when protocol's broken and my rights are violated. I didn't hurt you. You weaponized authority and lied to police. That's harm. I just wanted answers. You demanded obedience. There's a difference. I made a mistake. You made a choice. A deliberate, loud, and harmful one. I didn't know you were military, but you knew I was a woman in uniform who said she lived here. That should have been enough. I was doing my job. Then expect a full audit of how you've done your job across this neighborhood. You're going after the HOA now? Only the parts that act like a private dictatorship. It's a community. No, it's a playground for people with clipboards and egos. I was elected by who? People who don't know you? Harass veterans? I've served this HOA for 8 years. I've served this country longer. You think they'll just take your side because you wear the uniform? They'll take my side because I brought evidence. Evidence, security footage, witness, statements, and audio recordings. You recorded me? I recorded everything. Welcome to modern accountability. Can't use that against me. Oh, but I can, and I will. This is harassment. No, what you did, that was harassment. What I'm doing now, it's called justice. You're trying to ruin my reputation. You did that the second you used your title to bully me on my own. Property. I didn't know who you were. You knew I wasn't a threat. That should have been enough to not call the cops. Can't we resolve this quietly? You wanted sirens? Now deal with the volume. I have a family, so do I, and they've waited over a year to see me in peace. I was protecting the HOA. We're protecting your power. This'll blow over. It won't. You're just angry. I'm focused. There's a difference. Anger fades. Documentation doesn't. Why are you doing this to me? Because I've seen what unchecked power does in hostile environments. And you mirror it? I'm not hostile. Called armed officers on a woman unlocking her front door. I thought you were lying. Even after I told you I own the home. I thought you were faking it. Because what? I didn't fit your image of a military homeowner. I've had issues before. It's people claiming to be something they're not. And that justifies profiling every new face? I wasn't profiling. You targeted, you accused, you escalated. It was procedure. Then your procedures are broken. You really think this will hold in court? I don't need a court. I need a paper trail. I need people above you to see the pattern. What pattern? You've done this before, haven't you? Done what? Targeted newcomers, challenged minorities, bullied women, harassed quiet households. I've enforced community standards. Enforced fear. I've maintained order by causing chaos. I didn't mean for it to go this far. You called the police on me. You forced it this far. So what now? I get fined? You get investigated, audited, scrutinized. That's excessive. It's necessary. I didn't hurt anyone. You scared my daughter. You ruined my homecoming. Tried to paint me as a threat in front of armed men? I panicked. No. You abused your authority, and now you're panicking. I'm not the villain here. Then stop acting like one. You're going to turn the entire board against me. Oh no. You did that yourself the moment they saw the footage. We showed the board this morning. What did they say? Some resigned. The rest voted to suspend you pending a full review. This was supposed to be my community. You turned it into your territory. What happens to me now? That depends. You can step down gracefully or be dragged through every channel I know how to use. You're really that vindictive? No, I'm that disciplined. ... You're not bluffing, are you? I've never bluffed. In my life, this is going to destroy everything I've built. Good. Then maybe someone better can build something worth living in. You need to understand, this isn't personal. It was personal the moment you tried to erase me from my own property. The board didn't know the full story. The board saw the video. That's all they needed. They think I'm some kind of threat. You made yourself one. They suspended me without warning. You got more warning than I did before the cops showed up? You don't understand what this position meant to me? I understand power means more to you than people. This HOA was my life, and you tried to control everyone else's with it. I upheld standards. You weaponized rules to feed your ego. The board voted under pressure. The board voted under truth. This is a smear campaign. No, this is consequences. People are talking about me like I'm a criminal. You called 911 on a U.S. Navy officer in her driveway. That's not a crime. It's but lying in the report is. I didn't lie. Impersonating military. Unknown trespasser. Your words. On the recording. Thought you assumed? And then escalated. I panicked. Because you didn't expect to be held accountable. What do you want from me? I wanted peace. You gave me paperwork. I said I was sorry. I said I'm filing. You really want to see me fined? Wanted to fine me for stepping out of a car in uniform? You're turning everyone against me. You turned the neighborhood into a surveillance zone. You made enemies long before I returned. I followed HOA bylaws. You interpreted them like you were running a dictatorship. I've given years to this community and took peace from people in return. I just wanted order. Now you get to live with the chaos you created. People are saying I should resign. Maybe you should listen. Built this HOA from nothing. Now you're watching it fall apart under real scrutiny. The board won't survive without me. Survive better with transparency. I've never been so humiliated. Imagine how I felt, surrounded by officers, accused like a criminal on my own lawn. I didn't know. You didn't care to know. I just wanted the neighborhood to stay clean. Newsflash. Veterans aren't dirt. You're twisting my words. Your actions speak louder. Police dropped the case. But internal affairs didn't, and neither did federal legal. This is getting out of hand. No, this is finally in hand. What do I even say at the next HOA meeting? Try starting with, I abused my authority and I'm stepping down. They'll laugh me out of the room. They'll respect the honesty. More than the excuses. You want me gone? I want peace. And you're in the way of it. I've apologized. And I've documented everything anyway. You're dangerous. I'm disciplined. You're going to ruin me. You did that yourself. I'll lose everything. I should have thought of that before you made a decorated officer your personal target. Happens if I resign, you avoid more legal attention. And if I stay, then I escalate. ... You're serious. I always am. Can't believe this is happening to me. Couldn't believe you made it happen to me. So this is it? This is justice.